in the hope that tomorrow, for his third heat, he can at least start from the front row of the grid this time. Unless, of course, they throw the start. If they throw the start again, and look, it's going to be quite late.
Yeah, they're going to have to. They're not even in formation there. So
no, they're not. So it is a false start. Now, this is all about Arthur Braun. His race has just started, essentially.
I mean, he's still miles away from that main pack.
He is. He's got to try and catch up to the back of the field and then get himself back into position. So, front row of the grid is going to be Marcus Šilkuņas on his own, unless Arthur Braun can catch him up. Then Max Walton and Wojciech Voda, Vasilios Apostolidis and Yatoro Sakai, Harry Bartel and Victor Rad, Santino Panetta and Rocco Coronel, Benjamin Jalmgaard and Apo Timonen, alias Vidmar and Christian Tonellini, Alexander Deshkov and Roland Schluder, Thomas Gomez and Radek Valver, Natizo Mabunda and Kyle Mikalev, and then Nicolas Raju and Georgi Samalishvili. So, looking at the way that Arthur Braun has been able to catch up to the field, he's going to catch up to the back of the pack, but he's not going to be able to take up his position on the front row of the grid.
No, definitely not. You can see him, he's tried his very hardest there, and he has caught the pack really, but like you say, he's not going to be able to get to his starting spot because they've gone past the red line really, so now they form out.
Yeah, such bad luck, and it means that it's going to be Marcus Šilkuņas alone on the front row of the starting grid.
No, they're going round again.
They are going round again. Yeah. Now,
the mid-pack there, they didn't go, so yeah, there was drivers at the front, they were like ready, let's go, and then drivers in the middle just didn't go, and so they weren't formed up at all. So this is really, that's throwing a lifeline to Arthur Braun.
It certainly has, because I think now on the regulations he's allowed to go and take his position back up again, because it's a false start.
Yep.
So he's allowed to take his place one more time.
So as long as he has to do it before the red line, and that red line is based between the exit or just before the final corner for a formation lap. So if we can get it done before then, we still can overtake.
He's still at the back of the queue at the moment.
I don't think he knows.
That's the thing, you know, do you know that regulation going in? And if you don't know that regulation going in, so Marcus Šilkuņas is waiting. Let's see it again.
Look, see what I mean? The middle didn't go.
No, they just didn't move at all, did they? So, as a result, we get a false start, but is there going to be a chance for Arthur Braun? I don't think there is. So Braun is going to have to start this race from the back of the grid anyway. So he is there in position, waiting, but now at least the rest of the pack is going to be in formation, and we are going to go now. Good start from Šilkuņas. Max Walton got a little bit of a sluggish one as they went up to the first couple of corners, but Marcus Šilkuņas leads the way through, and there's already a little bit of drama in the background. One or two drivers going up in the air briefly by two wheels. But the rest of the field works its way forward, and Arthur Braun is now having to try and work his way through from the back of the pack. And the 537 has already made up a few places, but he's just got to try and storm his way through one by one to try and knit his way further forward. He's actually very dangerously close to getting into incidents here. He tries to avoid the conflagrations around the course. He's already made up 3 places, I can tell you that. But it is very tricky now. There is Arthur Braun trying to battle his way forward. Now that's the 544, that's Georgi Samalishvili. There is Arthur Braun, the 537, having already made his way past a few karts. So now he's got to try and work his way forward. But Marcus Šilkuņas is the man up front as Braun makes another overtake, dives through on the inside line. So this is a mission impossible now for Arthur Braun. He's got to channel his inner Tom Cruise.
He does indeed, but he doesn't want to use those tyres up too much, remember. Can't push them too hard. So Šilkuņas leads the way then for Wojciech Voda, who's up 2 places to go into P2 now. Max Walton's still there in 3rd place from Yatoro Sakai. Harry Bartel's up into P5, 2 places gained from that one, and Santino Panetta as well, also 3 places gained. So relatively decent start there from the front row of the grid as everyone scrambles to find their position, and already you're seeing Šilkuņas this time around is opening up a big gap from the last time around. He's got overtaken relatively quickly. This time he doesn't have that pressure of Arthur Braun starting alongside. He's got that clean air, so now he's able to go to work and do what Šilkuņas does best.
So as they continue to battle away on the front end of the field, Wojciech Voda trying to close up on Marcus Šilkuņas. Šilkuņas in a very unusual position, and off the road there goes the 519. That is Victor Rad, the Romanian. So Victor Rad unfortunately losing ground there, and looks like he's going to come under threat from Radek Valver, the local star, who really wanted to use being on home soil to his advantage. He's not quite been able to get the run in qualifying that he would have liked. So he's obviously had to try and now fight his way further forward as we watch Wojciech Voda, the Polish driver, running in 3rd position. Great little tradition of Polish stars racing under Academy colours, of course, and fascinating to see how it's all played out. But Poland, of course, is one of the early countries this year to field 2 drivers, Wojciech Voda and Klara Kowalczyk. So it'll be interesting to see how they continue to battle away, but it's going to be interesting as they drop down the far side of the course again. Certainly Shukunias taking the win this time is going to even things up a bit. It's going to make for no longer a dominant performance from one driver. Arthur Braun has worked his way up to 17th spot. He's definitely making up as many places as possible as we watch Yatano Sakai all over the back of the Australian Max Walton as they challenge for third.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, well, looking strong here, but Sakai looking even stronger here because he's latched onto that back bumper fairly well as they go back down the hill now into the first of the S's section. And yeah, you can see no move happening this time around. What's happening just behind them as well, because if they're not going at the full pace they need to, if they've got behind them, they've got Panetta, they've got Bartel, they've got Apostolidis as well, as Chilkunis under investigation. Your driver who's leading the way, potentially, for the start.
Well, that's big news. Marcus Chilkunis under investigation then, and that's obviously potentially going to really upset the apple cart. Wojciech Woda behind him in second position, now potentially looking for a win here if Chilkunis were to get a penalty. Now let's have a look at the replay. This is Victor Rad going off the road. So Victor Rad drifts off the road and loses a few places in the process. Well, that's how he sort of ran out of road and decided to go straight on. But Marcus Chilkunis, we think for the start, has now picked up an investigation. If he gets a penalty, whatever it might be, it's going to be the man behind him, Wojciech Woda, who takes full advantage of the situation.
Yeah, indeed. Unless he can clear 5 seconds, won't have to worry, but something tells me that that's going to be a tall order in the academy class.
Well, Arthur Braun is continuing to chip away. He has worked his way through the 14th position now in the start. So what did Chilkunis do? Didn't see anything untoward from Marcus Chilkunis. He stayed in the tram line, certainly.
And he wasn't supposed to have a car next to him, so...
Interesting. Well, there was a bit of airborne tactics further back in the pack from one of the drivers towards the tail end. I think that was Georgi Savalishvili going airborne. But, well, goodness me, very interesting stuff continuing to kick off here as Chilkunis is now 1.1 ahead of Wojciech Woda. As Max Walton, Yatano Sakai and Santino Panetta are now having a duel for third position. Panetta having caught up to the Australian and the Japanese driver. And in P6, Harry Bartle, the British driver, still going full guns.
Yeah, this is what I was saying earlier. Panetta, I wondered if he was closing in, because I could just see it getting a little bit closer, and yeah, that shot there really does confirm that. So, what? Sakai not going at full chat, I suspect here, with much tighter line, and there's going to be the move from Panetta, gets it done on the Japanese driver. Sakai tries to get it back down the inside as they go up the hill into the final sector. Can't get it done, so he does get demoted down now into P5. That allows Bartle to close in just that little bit as well. So, again, now Panetta on the charge here for Max Walton. Max being very quick around here, but he is going to be under pressure now as Panetta really finding some pace in this one. The Argentine driver showing some good pace and is moving his way slowly upfield.
Yeah, you do need to kind of get these things done one by one. Oh, big slide there from the middle of the pack from Radek Barber. Had a bit of a wobble there, trying to work his way up the inside of Victor Rad. Meanwhile, Arthur Braun, by the way, has moved his way forward to 11th place, and there's the overtaking move from Santino Panetta. He gets through on Max Walton, and so does Yatano Sakai.
Yeah, Sakai taking full advantage of that move there, and Walton, oh, he finds straight back though. Max Walton back down the inside, says thank you very much. And I suspect the person who's liking this the most is Harry Bartle just behind, because you can see, right, excellent, you keep doing that, and that gap closes up massively, and I can now go for a move. So let's see if we can capitalise on this one. He's also bringing along Apo Timonen just behind, who's up 5 positions in this one in P7.
Rocco Coronel is 8th, Alias Vidmar is 9th, and in 10th is Arthur Braun. He has fought his way to P10. Very impressive from the Kiwi to go from the back of the grid to 10th. New fastest lap in the process as well. 54.8 for the Kiwi. And now a big dive on the inside. There's the overtaking move behind Sakai, and that is Timonen on Harry Bartle.
And Bartle not able to capitalise on the battle that happened up in front, but that's when it was. Gets that move done relatively late on in the race.
There you can see the back.
Yeah, Braun's just behind them now. Look at that. How on earth's done that?
Well, Braun has got past Alias Vidmar and Rocco Coronel on this last lap, so Arthur Braun, driving with the red mist clearly, has worked his way to 8th place. Now that definitely gives him a chance to resurrect things tomorrow. Not his fault that he wasn't able to get started off the pole position, but that shows you how determined he is, and I have to say, this is a hero's drive from Arthur Braun. If he can get it into the top 6 before the end of this race, even if he finishes where he is, that will definitely take away a lot of the damage done from this pole position hiccup, and he'll only be 11 points back from Marcus Cunhas in the intermediate heat, so he's still very much in contention when it looked like it was all over, potentially for a decent finish for Arthur Braun. He has absolutely wrestled his way back into contention.
Well, he may be undamaging his chances of losing out too much, but certainly probably in the process damaging his tyres, really pushing that car quite some way. And of course, pushing too hard and getting those overtakes done and going on the offensive can scrub the tyres quite considerably. So it's obviously only their second race. They will have had qualifying as well. And they've got to babysit and look after these tyres, and they can see, look how quickly he's closing up. Really pushing in the pace here, isn't he?
He's in red mist mode right now. He says, get out of my way, I'm coming through. I know I'm the fastest driver out here of all of the competitors in this race. Bartel's going defensive, and now Braun is going to try his best to squeak away through, but Bartel is holding him to ransom. Braun trying to go right round the outside. No way! Oh my goodness! What a massive overtake from Arthur Braun!
That was not bad at all,
I
was
have
it?
never seen a move like that in the Academy Trophy. That is just pure audacity on the final lap. As Marcus Cunhas is going to come through to take the victory in fine style. Wojciech Woda in second from Santino Panetta. Walton, Sakai, Timonen and Arthur Braun. Take a bow.
That is a pretty